Call to order this Thursday, February 1st, 2024 meeting is Springfield Historical Commission. Commissioners Walsh, Nardi, Judith Hill, Walter Full, and Brian McFarland present. We have minutes. Take a minute to review the minutes. For those of you who are by Zoom, have you reviewed the minutes?
I have.
Okay, then I have minutes of the January 18th, 2024 meeting. So moved. Second. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none. Commissioner Walsh votes yes. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Judith Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Brian McFarland?
Yes. Yes.
Takes care of the minutes. Okay, we have 91 and 97 Chestnut Street. They are not here. We're here for that. And they have asked for how long?
They gave 60 days.
Oh, but we should still just continue for one.
Yeah.
So I entertain motion to continue the 91, 97 Chestnut Street to the February 15th meeting. Yes. So is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion to continue? 197. None. Call the vote. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Judith?
Yes.
Commissioner Brian Farland?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's continued. 194 Sumner Avenue has requested an extension. Well, so I would entertain a motion to continue 194 Sumner to the February 15th meeting as well.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we call the vote. Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Brian McFarland?
Yes.
Walter Cole?
Yes.
Yes, Commissioner Nardi. Commissioner Nardi. Yes, thank you. All right, let's continue. Okay, we'll move to the 1030 Worthington Street. Okay. Groups. Got it. That's 75. Some letters for you. Okay. Okay, this is which one are we talking about? We're talking about this one that's on the screen. That third is this one. Okay, this is an application for certificate of appropriateness, 1030 Worthington Street. Install a new state and exceed metal roof, including solar, tape panels in place of existing non-original strip. Shingle asphalt was installed some years ago. New roof with forces goes up. Okay. Okay, so the garage that was just shown is not there. This is the name. That's I just did. Okay, name and address. 1105 Worthington. Okay, not those. Okay, so this is the aerial view of the proposed roof. The circle, the square to the left, the right hand side is an overview of the roof, and the green indicates the recommended location of the solar panels. The circle is, I believe, representation of the shading. So it's not like we're not actually building.
You're not building a tree.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, the essence of it is the roof was originally a relatively low pitch roof that was covered with metal panels that were soldered together. And that roof at some point was covered with a strip shingle roof, beige in color, that has failed in place. We think it was put on about 30 years ago, so it's probably a 25-year strip shingle and it's due for replacement. We talked about, people talked about putting on a rubber roof, but the top of the olive is definitely visible from the street, and the black rubber is just not really attractive. So the standing seam seems to be the modern alternative. This is the appearance of it. The essence of what we're proposing is that it will look like this, but some of the panels would be photovoltaic. They would all look more or less the same.
So that's the
panel, so.
Panels that go in between
those things.
in between the standing seams. So the way the roof is made is there's a metal, one piece of metal, one piece of which is bent up, and that locks into the next piece. You've probably seen them on farm shirts.
yes. And these will lay down. How are they attached?
As I understand, they have a set of steel and nails in it. That's a different application. Look at there.
Don't look at that, okay, never mind,
That's later.
you don't want that,
Well, it's not that we don't want it. It's not practical because it needs at least a 3 pitch.
that's not the one we're looking
But that's the one we're looking at is this one here.
Okay, can you go back to the?
that is gonna go on that.
That's gonna go up.
The,
You got street view? You just add it there somewhere.
That's the one.
this is 1939.
That's
Do you want to actually today?
It's gonna be on top of,
on top of which where you can't, it's more or less.
with those big chimneys back.
Right there and on top of the porch.
And on top of the porch.
You're not changing the pit of the porch. What color is the standing seam?
Black.
Black. And solar panel black.
You can see it though from the porch. You'll be able to see that.
Now, we generally, we're trying to keep away from the solar panels on porch roofs.
This is what they call.
Yeah.
Building integrated photovoltaic, so that they're not a separate structure, they're integrated to the structure.
But they won't look like that roof, that porch.
That porch roof, if you look at it, is beige descriptions. And they're not look like that.
No, I
They
know,
look like the
I'm
farm,
saying it won't like that.
farm,
it'll
it
look
looks
like,
right, those patches that the standing seams from perpendicular to the eave
I
or the
understand.
street. You can see it all the way. Now that's an old picture because on the right, that siding is that plywood has been covered with siding.
You on this one?
Represent our partnership with them. You see where Alan's pointer is?
Yeah.
Right above there. That's now covered with flatboard side.
So there's not sufficient upper roof to take care of panels?
Yes.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that is, we're separating the question. There's plenty of capacity on the upper roof.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is maximize solar photovoltaic that we can do without impacting on the visual quality of the building. So one way or the other, the lower roof has to be replaced.
Yeah.
And we think the standing, well, Al and I were talking, we just said that the standing seemed to be the better alternative versus the black rubber. Black rubber is recommended by roofing because it's like the one they have.
But that was okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally intended with the first place.
Yes.
So it's gonna look very similar to what it originally was before that. The description was attached to it. The only difference is we black instead of maybe in our story.
We don't know.
We don't know where it was 10. And another observation is, if you notice, you don't see much. No, because of the low pitch.
Yeah, just like those houses on Thompson.
Yeah. So the idea of the integrated panel is probably a very good choice.
Is there anything else you want?
It's pretty straightforward, pretty straightforward. The other thing is, well, when we were talking with electricians, and people, when we get to that point, we'll come back and try to, if we have to do an outside year.
Fight it.
Yeah.
You know where, we know where we want. So,
Yeah.
any commissioners have any questions for David? Any commissioners? Okay,
I do have a question. So we're only being asked to approve the roofing material and panels, not the solar system
in the second.
Not the solar, we haven't gotten that time. I've been told to do everything on the back corners, which is where all the new
They're
panels
not,
is
they're
now.
not voting on
They're
that.
not working on that now. We're not ready.
Only on the roofing system.
Correct, but the intent of the roofing system is to have that back to recycled solar out.
Right.
Okay, anything else? Okay, let me open.
We do have one letter, in particular.
These are these
This is the same letter. Those are specific to this project.
So we have one outside of what you have there. We have a letter.
Okay, let me open it up here. Let's open this up to public commentary. If anybody here would like to speak for or against this application, appropriateness, install a new skin sealed metal roof. Well, this says including slim fit fold type panels.
Well, that's roofing, but that's not the conduits.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That was my understanding.
Strips, not all roof. So, does anyone like to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, close the public commentary. Oh, this is public. Yeah, I'm thinking, you guys, I gotta read now. I told you, keep an eye on it. We have 3, it seems. Are any of them new pitch? And unfortunately, I have to read all of these into the public record. So this is from. How do you say that name?
This, with vertical cat.
Oh, this is, from up here.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Okay, Roberta.
But it says for 11:05. I thought we were going 10:30.
That's the different house.
Oh, sorry.
It says for 11.
That says 11.
Yeah.
Right,
Any in that file?
Not protected.
there's no letters.
Okay, so we have here for, this is to us, change greetings of residents and intended homeowners to be above address. This is 10:30. That's what I'm, 10:05, yeah, 10:30. The right express their support for the proposed route changes and the proposed turf sign. No, well, that's not related to this. This is only the roofing part. Proposed roof seems to us to be a justified change, both because the shingle roof design run problems because of low pitch and because it's nearing the end of its useful life. The metal roof will be more permanent, and the fact that it will be a better aesthetic solution than a black rubber roof, which seems to be the primary alternative. In addition, the integrated solar panels will hopefully provide the use for local power generation. We urge the commission to approve the metal roof as appropriate change. Very sincerely, Pedro Arroyo. I only, just for the record, I only entered the parts pertinent to this application. Wait out. Read more of that after. And this one is. But it's and also noting both, but I submit my support for the proposal at 1030 Worthington Street. In my property for 1020 Worthington Street since 1968, which is running the corner. 1105 Worthington Street corner. Traffic intersection, the choice of roof material should address an energy issue as well, to repair work is conspicuous manner and location. Here's 1030. Worthington Street is the oldest 1030 Worthington Street is the oldest standing house in the Knight District, constructed by George Gibbon in 1851. In the time, strengthened and grown large enough to be incorporated as a city, 6 houses away, know the structure well. Is in need of uniform, which prohibit conservation and correction, random and assorted use of root materials over the years. More proposals are from homes without original roofing material as well as energy savings. Thank you for your chance or the chance to register my support in writing. I'm 81 years old. I'm still recovering from hip replacement surgery after a couple of bad falls. Sincerely, Francis and Gagnon. 20 Worthington Street. There's another one that I'll have to read on that one too. Is there any other commentary on this? Okay, now I'm closing. So I entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness at 1030 Worthington Street to install a standard metal roof, including solar panels placed at the existing non-original strip shingle asphalt roof. The new roof would include porch as well as the upper roof.
What happened? So should we vote? So.
It's not on there.
But if it's saying solar installation, isn't it?
No, I think that's a great question. We just read it again. When I read it, it's the metal roof including a pan.
We'll bring back the time. Let's figure out what the.
So, I mean, we could put a stipulation if you guys did approve the, the petition, we could put a stipulation on the, approval certificate that you have to come back for the conduits and the, meters and such.
They understand this. But when I read this, install new standing metal roof, including the pans.
I should also include that.
Okay. So I'm okay with it being 2 separate. Yeah, that's the risk he's taking. But Dave, I think we'll do the best we can. The problem's going to be that where are they going to force it?
Well, also, how would they bring the conduit down from the panels down to the meter? So that may or may not be approved, depending on what they propose.
Right, but we don't get the great question. So before anybody makes that motion, do you have any idea how, like the lower roof, how that would get linked in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're telling me that all the panels will be connected to each other via the top of the panels, and we're going to run the porch goes around the house.
Yep.
So we're going to try to run the out of the panels down the other side. When you see the L, the bigger house on the left hand side and the lower part on the right, that's the same thing on the other side. There's a section where all like the oil tanks and things like that have always been.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to run down the side of the house in that area. I talked to the contractor. He's hasn't got back to me with the electrical.
Okay, well, that's the risk you take in not having to go that whole proposal in front of us at this time. But I'm okay with the way this is worded. So anyway, I would entertain a motion to accept the application to appropriateness and to stuff used in some metal roof, including solar fitful the panels in place of existing not original shingle asphalt roof. It's porch as well as
With the condition it comes back to the conduits.
with the conditions that the future application be
For an indivisible.
right, for any visible. Any second on that motion?
Second.
Here, any discussion on the motion? Yeah. Is there anybody on Zoom have any questions about Discussion on the motion?
No, seems pretty clear cut.
Great, you want to take visible out?
Because I want to leave it on. I did, I'm thinking if we say visible, then you think, what a compliment, it's one of the things without coming back to us.
Right, but that, if they put a if they say go through the wall.
We don't want to see it.
It's not our, if you know it's not our purview, but it's not.
I understand.
If it's not visible from, so how would you like it? You can.
No, it's okay. That was the discussion.
I get where you're going.
I think, we added to the end of the motion. That it's contingent. The proposal and approval. Of conduits and locations. So
Okay.
Right, the only different.
if they don't get an approval on that, then this is.
Okay,
So I don't think the word changes that.
no, it doesn't.
But I see what you're. It's okay. So, any other discussion on this motion? Okay, let me call the vote. Commissioner Judith. Farland,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Hardy.
Yes.
Okay. We're okay on that one. And we're going to 105.
This is you too?
This is the same.
No,
Install a so roof in place of existing non-original. Okay. So the words.
if you move that picture, look at the back of it. Well, we're just talking about the back. How about that little roof on the first floor?
Which else are we talking about? Wait,
The one that was blue.
okay.
Okay, so what we're trying to do is a different kind of building integrated photovoltaic roofing. And we're gonna replace the section of roof that you see on the back of the first floor, which is A, leaking, and B, spongy and
Okay.
non-original descriptions. And we're gonna replace that with aluminum roofing base, which is analogous to a cast slate.
That was the other picture, when you said.
And we will never have that.
What's that one?
From the top, we have the. Rendering, where the placement is going to be. Is that the only place they're going to be? Just that.
Just that. In the future, the world's out.
Yeah. Do we have any? Color picture of what that looks like? Well, here's kind of.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's it,
That's the house.
but the other.
The other picture is the roof product.
Which one was it?
Yeah.
Anyway, just turn it the other way so my head doesn't get mixed. No, because we had it pretty good sideways.
That's the product.
Yeah, that just kind of stupid. So, and this yours is pretty black.
Yes.
So they all are those kind of a blue tint to them.
Yeah.
The only choice that we do is
It's blue.
that is now. Pretty yellow.
They commissioners have any questions about this one? Ready to go enter ours first. Saying. The commission that. The conduits and switching mechanism locations. To be
proposed with the hopes of generally approve and the ordinance. So when do you intend to do this? Okay, sometime. Is it possible to get the plan before we? Because it's, since it's sitting right there, I mean, the other one, like, get that. And that's a different between the solar panel. I just think, I don't, we can, I don't see any reason why we would have to do this. We could just get the rendering of where the. That is gonna be, you can hear this in one. The other one, if. The other one isn't gonna be.
Okay, so this one we have a little bit more talk. And if you can, is this, if you can walk up to it, if it's one you can walk up. You know, walk up to it, the corner. No, the corner of the street. So, okay, you see the panel, there's a porch in the center.
Yeah.
Right, so just to the right of that. Is by that window, that's where the electrical service. Power company wants a meter somewhere around there. And I'm trying to argue.
Keep trying. I would suggest, I'm gonna ask that we continue this.
Can you do that legally? What, if you can do it legally, I can.
Yeah, I mean, because this one looks like you could put that whole plan, just as easy to put the whole plan together in one time, instead of wait for a different decision. I like the, you know, both of the types of, so you're looking at it, I think our future thing we're gonna be seeing a lot of, you know, they would, the darker they are, the more they're gonna let one better than panels that people are putting on. So I kind of like that idea, but this is one I think you could put all together at one time. And, you know, we could continue for as long as we want, as long as he asks. When do you think you might be able to have that whole? When do you think they might have it for you? Everything put one. See if the bring it to us.
Sometime through the end.
Well, I quickly.
They're supposed to be working.
All right, so give me this, what's the 30 or 60 days? Yeah, let's go,
Those 6 months.
let's go 60 days. I think this one would be easier to have.
No, the question I have the, I went as far in another friend of complaining to the DPU about them trying to mandate putting meters on the front of the house. Which is like 5 years ago.
Yes.
And I got nowhere. We're the electric company and we're responsible for safety and have an interconnect. We don't want.
I'll find out. Yes,
Right now the meter's inside. And they have an electric reading, so they don't have to have one of these.
I think, well, there's a lot of reasons, but since we can't answer that question tonight,
Right.
I think this is one you can get more detailed in general. You know, reasonable that we look at these things.
And that's going to be the
What's
issue.
the- What's the second meeting in, I believe that would be in March. I mean, 15. You can, if you get it, you obviously call out of it, but I think it's 21st. So I would entertain a motion to continue this application for appropriation 1105 Worthington Street. Install Luna solar roof in place, which is now original asphalt to the rear porch roof till March 21st.
So moved.
Any discussion on that motion? What's hearing on, let me just go here, Commissioner McFarland?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
The three. Okay, and the next is. Oh. Yeah. This goes, I'm getting it. This is an application for appropriate, this is one that you voted in to install the aluminum roof shingles and the roof of the house to be built. Based on plans previously approved, portions of the roof to be provided with generous notification based on the principle of building. Okay, so we know what you're putting, you want to put there, but do we have any of the, do we have any, I can picture it in my mind. Do we have any pictures of the plans that we approved?
That's the.
That's the plan?
That was there.
That's the front and the back of them.
But just, yes.
So the one on the left is the front of the. As you can see, it goes down.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of hill.
Okay, so this is just,
This was approved before, but without any root surface.
right. Now, when they do one of these, they can't. Do they have, I guess. Let's say, I'm usually stimulating, but I really don't know the technology. And again, every one of those can't be a prototype. They must have something.
They have some, they all look for more or less the same. There's some that are solar integrated. In other words, you don't want to pay for the solar facing you.
Right.
So this house, the side of the one side of the big roof is more or less south. The other side is more or less north. So probably the bulk of the photovoltaic will be on one side.
Okay, and we have no, well, here's another. It's, and I'm not trying to do this. This is another one. It seems like, almost seems like we have to have a lot of information on this. And of course, you can design, you can do that a little differently to make it less visible.
Absolutely.
But it almost,
Well, especially there is going to be an outside meter. They've already said us. With the new house, they don't get any.
so you don't need a minimal visible building.
Yeah.
Because they're going to put it. Now, some of the other boxes we had a couple of weeks ago, a couple of meetings ago, what you guys did, they
Let them move it up the front of that.
something, yeah. So I know there's ways to do it. I'm just not sure if this is. If we have to have a house before we can approve the solar. No, maybe we can. Anybody help? That's my mind.
I was told, I don't know if you guys are the same people, same commissioners, but I was said, so we'll approve the design of the house, but you have to come back with the roof service.
So that's probably something we said at some point.
And so
what would we be approving is that you could use this as a roof service, but not the final installation of. Okay, that kind of change that. Let's see this is. Shingles on the roof.
it does.
Electricity basically. Install a new lunar roof shingle on the roof. The new house to be built based on the portion of the roof to be provided for the building services. Okay, we still would have to, in the motion, we'd have to have a caveat of that any installation details would have to be. Or mechanical installation details, but we have to get approved by the application. Any questions from you guys on Zoom?
Not really. It's Walter. I'm uncomfortable with something that was approved prior to me being on the board, and then now we're talking about adding an approval for a solar roof on a house that hasn't been built on plans that were approved in 2016. I just want to make sure I understand what the proposal is.
Also, is I just trying to clarify, is that this type of roofing material would be, this type of integrated solar roofing material In that he would also be then required to come back relative to any placement or of mechanicals and anything else. But the type of roofing material is what we're approving because it's not integrated. Some of it is gonna be just roofing material. Like mimic the same as the solar panels, so they look the same as the solar panels. Not all of them will be solar panels.
Okay. Thank you.
Um, Does no other commissioners have any questions?
Man, go ahead. This is a matter of detail. We said. Chimney following up. What's the difference? The reasons could be a couple feet above the bridge. And I can't tell it's both may or may not need to be done. Okay. Wait, you're gonna have to be. It's gotta be within 10 feet from the edge of the chimney to the weak of the roof. Plus, you know, well, the good news is bad. The bad news is sorry. The good news is still have to build it. Even though the rendering may be off a little, but he built it, he's gotta build it to this build. And yeah, so it's right. So I'm bringing it up so the commissioner knows he may have to come back to ask for the chimney to be followed to comply with the building. Oh, okay.
There's gonna be a wooden, at this point, a wooden. Modular.
And that's a non-agenda rate, this minute of place. Be aware of it. Any other, I can open this to public commentary. So anybody here would like to speak for or against this application, 190 Fulton Street, to install a new roof shingles? Built-in integrated photovoltaic. But you have to be at this, give me your name and address and holler out.
Charlie Knight, 325 Street. I think I hold one of the first associate's degrees in environmental technology, so I really encourage solar.
So he was there. Okay. Anybody else for or against? Seeing none. Close the public commentary. I entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness of 190 Fulton Street to install the new shingles on the roofs. Build the integrated photovoltaic work. That's not caveat.
It's a condition that he comes back to, conduits and meters.
Right, with the condition that he that he applied for approval of any installation. I can't do it. All the other stuff we need, you gotta come back.
There's an inverter and
Inverter. Make that. Motion, Walter, anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, everybody? All right, well, any discussion, not hearing none, I'll call the vote. Sure. The Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Nardi? Yeah. Commissioner Booth? Brian Carl?
yes.
Walter?
Yes.
You still have another one here, you got it?
I think that's what we need, but we're gonna stay.
Okay. Okay, we have 34 Ingersoll Road. Someone here for 34 Ingersoll Road. There you are. You're out there.
And it's going to be on behalf of my cousin, Kim Lester.
And we do have a letter.
And we have a letter saying so, okay, this is an application, the certificate of appropriate, this is 34 Ingersoll Road.
We just got checking out basement.
Hey, okay,
Okay, join us.
hey. Good, how you doing?
This is a request to have metal handrails along the porch stairs so that the mother of the building will be supported to the exits of the house. So let's see what you got.
So we have different railing options. Have you guys chosen one particular railing?
You have different railing options. Have you chosen one?
I'm not sure if the audio is picking up, so you may have to just interpret for our recording purposes.
Yes.
Can you just reiterate
What you just said?
So I'm talking about the options for the handrails.
She's saying she wants us to look at it. Because she wants to make sure she's in compliance.
Okay. Okay, do we have a picture of the front house you can put up there? Yeah. This is just the, this is not, this is one of the same door houses.
Yeah, this is probably within the night range of the house.
Okay. What is there now?
Nothing.
So this is to come down the steps. So it looks like there's a rail coming to the edge of the steps. So this is what going down the step.
That's right.
Well, there's. Right, so that awning came with the house, when you bought the house, it was that way. Okay. Just adding on the stairs part. And there's three options here. I think, I actually think in this situation, any of them are, I think the top one is probably my preferred. She wants an opinion on a preferred rail. It would be the.
But they ought to be, I'll forget when.
Yeah, they're all, I think are approvable in this situation. Like.
Like all the little runs in the middle, like all the things.
Yeah, because it seems like that's what's already on the.
Like it's what you already have on the floor.
Yeah, I just need to press black into the. Like remember in there now.
Yeah.
So what do you?
Yes, well, I'm the paint. Well, I'm really okay with any of these, so I'm not sure if we could approve.
Go ahead. The top one may be the only one that's acceptable to the building code because of the number of steps.
Right, perfect. That's why we have it here.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay, so I think, I think the top of this would be my preferred option as well. Any Zoom commissioners have any comments?
Oh.
Thank you, Brian. The others?
I'll say the top one. Close the hole.
Okay. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, she understands the top one is closest to the rails that are already there. Okay, this is a, from Edward Zuckerman, 28 Ingersoll Road. To the members of the Historic Commission regarding the request of the owner. As an order, I have no objection to the addition of metal handrails and porch steps. If there's anyone here with that like to speak for or against this application for handrails at 34 Ingersoll Road? Davey?
Yeah, in 115 Brendan. This seems to be reasonable improvement to the house for advance to both safety and aesthetics.
again?
County Line, again, 32 Fire Street, almost for the same reason, you're extending what already looks good to make it safe to come up and down the stairs. So I would say.
All right, anybody else? Okay, I'd like to close the public commentary. There were three public comments in favor. I entertain a motion. Entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness of 34 Hill Road to install the number of 2-foot handrails for outdoor step with balusters. Is there a second on that motion?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Anybody Zoom people want to comment? No? Good. Okay, we call the vote. Commissioner Nardi,
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Farrell,
Yes.
Walton,
Yes.
Walsh, yes.
All set.
You're all set. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rails, so she can be safe.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. 64 Thompson. This is an application for certificate of appropriateness, 64 Thompson, replacement of front porch railing with similar design to previous rail system. This is, now this rail is already been done, right?
Right.
Doing that.
Yes.
So that is done.
Right.
Well, this is an interesting application. Let me tell you why. Do we have public commentary on this?
We do.
If you look close at the pictures, this is the old rail that was replaced. It's just really what you do to a deck, side of deck. The height of the rails is high historically. Now, this house has windows that are windowsills that are actually lower than the average ones anyways. Now, by our guidelines, unless Alan corrects me, if this was there in existence and it was replaced the same way, then it's appropriate to us, even if it's not historically better or worse. But I think the rail that they made is more historically accurate, closing the balusters and top and bottom. The only thing that that had we known or been able to suggest ahead of time was that it be lowered to the original height, which is historically acceptable by code. You can do that in historic history. But
It's the height of that.
yes, it's our the 32 Chuck is on, correct?
Yep.
Bob, you with us? I just wanted to double check because you are able to replace what you have. You bought it that way. You replace it with the same material, no change or anything. You're allowed to do that. This is one that I don't know if it would be worth you to consider it. At least look at the height. Can you zoom this? Yeah. If you hear him come out, I just wanted him to tell me I was correct. You see that he's there, he's just, but you see the level of that, I mean, they have planters on top. But that is right even with the bottom of the post. So right at the bottom of the post, okay. I think it would be appreciated by this store commission that at some time would be able to be adjusted downward.
That's a hard shield.
It is.
What it is.
You don't have to.
I appreciate it.
Because your railing existed at that time. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if something happened in such a way that you thought you might be able to make that, or if you were ever to make another repair of some kind,
We're glad to do it.
then you could,
Yes.
you could bring that down to be more historically accurate. Although I do think what you've done with this rail is is certainly better than what was there.
Yeah.
But because it sticks out a little less, I think to me a little less, because the windows are longer. So it's not, you're not looking at most of them, you line them up with the window sills. This one didn't line up with the window sills anyways. So it's not really sticking out dramatically. So that's my position on this right now, is that it isn't appropriate. And I just need any other commissioners, and then we'll have some commentaries. Yep, here. Any other commissioners have any questions? Okay, so I guess I have, yes, Commissioner.
You showed me a picture of the rail is not on. That you're telling me the original rail was this.
That plan is-
Yes, no, I understand.
Right.
So, but you're saying that this is appropriate because
Focus the one that was there when they got the house.
when
This one's
yeah,
not.
when the district was created,
This was the previous rail, so this is not the original rail. This was the rail that he replaced in the past year.
I get that. That's what I'm understanding, but the one replaced was this hump.
Correct. Yes.
And that's how I understand what's being said. So the one that was replaced was the original.
I don't know what was before this.
Well, that's because we're being asked to do what? To approve this rail?
No, not this rail, not this one. So as you see, this rail has the balusters that are applied to the base.
Yes.
So now he's replaced it with balusters that are between the upper and lower rail.
Okay, now I got it. The rail height is not historically accurate. But it was in existence. We can't look at a rail something that after the that's what they had. Just like a window. Place. Even though we hate it, this is not a hate, this is an improvement. It's improved. It's just that if we had seen this ahead of time, it wouldn't have been probably any more money to make it shorter.
Wouldn't have been, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. What we did was we took a picture of, make sure that we was gonna be accurate with everything. Yeah, we building this. We took pictures and we tried to put it back the same way that.
I see.
Okay.
I see the effort in here for sure. But this old railroad. Those are the ones that they look like the deck. It's be nuts. Sorry. Go ahead.
So this is the latest rail that we're being asked to approve. How much of the latest rail is complete?
All of it, all.
Yes.
So it's a little retro. We wish, I mean, we could have made the suggestion and it might have been done ahead of time. But my understanding of our purview here is that they have a right to repair what's there. They're not changing that design. But the design changing, this is an improvement to historic detail. Taking the historic detail away, they're actually adding stuff to it. That just with a height that, you know, we might have preferred it to be lower than the original as opposed to what it was. That's why Attorney Chuck, can you hear me? Well, we're gonna have to go.
Yes, I can.
Am I stating that correctly?
Can you repeat that? It's hard to hear on the Zoom.
I just, you know, there was a railing in existence there. It was not historically accurate in any manner in height or presentation. And so they are company forced to replace it. I mean, they already have recreated it. They made it a more historically accurate railing, but the height is not historic height. And I've always believed that if he's replacing it, the height, we can't force him to change the height of the railing.
Yes, correct. You are correct, Vinny.
But You know, if you get some spare time or something, I'm just joking. But in the future, you never know when you might look at it, say you need that, and bring this down for the store. That nice to do that. So I think that this manifestation is okay with me, but we still have to put it to public commentary.
Yeah.
So any other questions before I open the public commentary? Okay, so I'm gonna read first and then I'll get to you guys. Springfield Historic Commission regarding Porch Real 64 Thompson Street public hearing. The one that compliment the owner of 64 Thompson Street with restoration of front porch. They duplicated the design and reused the original columns. I understand the owner was given a certificate of appropriateness for non-applicability as they were going to replicate the 1939 that we did photo that they posted on the front porch for a while. It can be seen that in the 1939 photo, the height of the railing is at its appropriate height, and the tracer rail is several inches higher and is totally inappropriate distraction from the design of the house. As understood, the current code requires higher rails for that historic district original height is allowed. They just have tubing painted black above the railing to gain relief and height. Be consistent with the historic district, requested the current railing be lowered to its original height and metal piping be installed above it. Thank you for your attention. Our home unique and architectural significant by hiding this blue light. Okay. Okay. Now, is there anyone else that would like to speak for or against this application?
James Gady, 1105 Worthington Street. I agree. First, I can make a distinction with the law. I believe that the law is that it can be replaced, provided you're replacing something that was in existence at the time of the creation of the district in 1976. I don't believe this was a creation. I don't believe that these rails were, as they were, the deck style railing was in effect in 1976. I believe that this was done in the 80s by Mrs. Jackson on the property in the 1970s.
Maybe so.
So what I was suggesting, what I was suggesting is that it would be a hardship on the owner at this point in time, given the confusion, to ask him to change it, in particular, in that we all appreciate hardship and the generally good design that he used in this job, that we approve this under hardship with the stipulation that at some time in the future, when the railings are replaced, that we reconsider the height. But I think that we really should deserve credit for doing a very nice job on the board.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else for or against? That's just bleeding there, just solidify that. We're good.
I mean, I'm just echoing that.
Okay.
Because you done really good work.
Okay. Anybody else? We close the public commentary.
Could you go back to the railings that we are having after approval and zoom in on the part where it's going to the bottom rail?
So the people, the other measures.
Okay, my reason for saying, for taking a look is because the hardship is obvious in order to make it lower. However, it is a relatively easy fix, just so you know. If they took a sawzall and cut the nails on the top rail off of the columns, and you ran a board all along the bottom, connected it to the bottom rail, they could saw and cut the bottom rail. You cut the bottom off, not the top off, and it would be quite easy to do with it. Just so you know. Thank you. All right, go ahead. What's over it?
Well, it's because of the application of what we can and can't do in the request required, because there's no way I can know when this was put there. It doesn't look like it's later than 76, but how would I know? You know, it's the height of what you were replacing. So my belief in the attorney should agree that we would have really no reason to have you make it lower. Even if you made it lower, you didn't put a pipe in. However, from public commentary, I agree that this could be considered a hardship for you to have to do this. So what that means is that it's not gonna make it appropriate for anybody who wants to redo their. You said it's appropriate that anybody has the old railing somebody put up there without approval, they could just replace it without considering it. So I agree that this should be that we should consider some hardship. Because you've already done it, I imagine the cost might be a hardship as well. To remove this. But that if any other further changes, or if there's any reason you were going to change it, that would then be on the front of us, it would be likely that we require the restored. So, like I said, we look at it in Commissioner Marty's idea, as you can tell, he looks like an architect. Because I'd have been hacking the top off and wrecking it, but he's actually right about that and trimmed the bottom off and slower the thing. But that aside, I'm going to ask you to change this to an application of hardship. I believe that it can get approved that way. And some of the details you want are so I want you to do process. Just check that hardship off. Initial next to that change its application to hardship. So I would entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of hardship 64 Thompson for replacement of front porch railing as presented in pictures. Come on, somebody give me a second. Second. Thank you. Any discussion? We had some discussion already. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Call the vote. Commissioner Nardi.
Yes.
Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Okay. Railing's okay, just if you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. It's an improvement. Okay, now we have 6971 Princeton. All right.
Good. Yeah, we're gonna get between one of the streets from that street out of interesting.
It's an application for exemption from the.
I'm sorry, Vinny, I just want to indicate that Commissioner Walter Kroll has
He did leave.
stepped away from the meeting.
Okay. Okay, this is an application for exemption from preservation of historically significant buildings for the demo delay. The house was burned on March 9th. This is 69/71 Prince. Burned on March 9th, 2023, states the rear behind the second, third floor. At this point, I'll show signs of heavy weather damage. It's all the way to the basement to the Richards. Okay, let's see what you got. I think we should go. Charles, Sean,
It's yeah.
this one here. It's at that corner one.
That's
Let's see. It's on the
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not that one. This one here or the other one.
You can see it as soon as we. It's at 6. No,
This one.
no, no.
One more.
There
it is. I figured it'd still be there, but I thought we'd have a picture before the fire.
I mean, you could go back to the dates there if you wanted to.
I don't need this.
So it was burned in March last year.
Okay. And your plan is?
The current plan is to demo the house and rebuild a new one. We don't have the plans for doing that. This particular house is not in the local historic. It's only restoration, so the national database, not the local database.
Yeah, the National Register District.
It's not in one of our districts.
So this one will be sort of, whether it's an adverse impact or not. For what he's trying to do.
Yeah, please speak right up.
So you're requesting to be allowed to demo, are you planning to keep the foundation and its size?
There is no current plan yet for the next house. Our demo contractor said that they're not going to be able to maintain the current footing just because they're so weather.
It's size.
He asked if we're going to maintain the foundation. We're not. We can't because of the weather.
They can't maintain the foundation. I thought that the footprint would have to do with whatever is going to be built in place, and that makes a difference to its plans and street view. But there was the house and foundation that's in the house right now. Yeah, sure.
Commissioners have any other questions?
Why do we?
Well, the delay can only, you can only hold, even if we voted against that application, that's the way it like. The reason we have a delay is to make sure that we support every option. To save the property, or to, in some cases, not fire, sometimes it's the property or whatever to rehabilitate in any manner. Instead of the first thought being, let's just tear it down, let's see what other options might be available to us. Have you looked at any options other than
The cost of rehabbing the place would be greater than getting rid of it and start.
My apologies on this, I stated that, this would be a no for this kind of, impact, but no, this is before you guys, because whether or not it's not within the district, it's because it's over 75 years old, it's before you guys are done with it. Right. So,
something? You've been here, you know, it's straight, I was right. So you have estimates for the, did you get any, did you get estimate?
Well, I'm a contractor, so yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, we originally had rehab in the place, but because of all the asbestos, and first of all, they would have to go to be abated if we were to rehab.
We're gonna have to be handling it either way.
Yeah, but it's easier or less expensive to send this to special waste rather than getting it abated in place.
Sure. I've got to read a couple, make sure I'm looking at this out correctly. Anybody has any other?
There's a couple of letters. Yeah, but when we get to that point.
That's quite all right. Do I have this one? Oh, well, we got some reading to do here, so bear with us. Is this? So what kind of number was it for?
So the demolition of the building is the rehab of the building. So just to get rid of all the asbestos is 70,000. Okay. The demolition of the building, sending it to special waste is 50,000.
Okay.
So demoing the place, it's
so but I mean the rebuilding. 70
well,
get rid of this.
So the new house, the we don't have plans yet, but the height is size of the house, similar to that, a two-family, it'll cost us around 300,000 to build from scratch. If we use a, you know, a regular, you know, a cheap, not a cheap, but standard house that, you know, like the houses that are being built around Springfield with, you know, regular pitches and not something like that.
Yeah, what, because it's not a district, what about? What can you put there?
But, whatever means zoning. So, I mean, there's no design guideline for something outside of this.
Right, so that has nothing to do with this.
That. Unless he was using public funds, and they're coming actually pretty fast because it's in the national register, but outside of that, you can.
Okay. So I guess what my question is, your estimate to rehab this, to bring this house back to the viable.
It's gonna be over that.
If that is just break it down. If one point, when we do these sometimes better. But we're good, you know, things like that help us to evaluate. Because and I'm going to speak frankly, but this is not too, this is about the process. We have people with houses, I'm not a contractor, I can look at it and over it. But they just don't want it. I mean, well, you're a contractor, you have a better still. What's the biggest cost going to be other than asbestos? I know that's a huge one, and that's what we know that's
Yeah, so the other issue with this house is that the whole third floor, it's all rotten at this point. You can't walk up there. So even if we explore the option of, like, let's keep the building, the entire second floor has to be done painted.
second floor.
Yeah, you see the second floor?
The third and the second.
Well, I see the second has damage, but the third floor looks, the damage, it's a fairly, it just looks like this. We've seen houses that are burned that bad that look like they can be recapped. But I'm not sure what the difference. One would look at it and say, yeah, we can do it. And another, because we've seen them when they take off, you know, 3/4 of the third floor. And, you know, with all the red, and all that stuff. And floors in between. Now the second floor. This is being. Go ahead.
Walter was 90.
Walter wants that done.
Oh. I know the 92 had fire Mill Street. And nobody fixed that for years.
Well, that's what, right.
And then the roof, you know, they had to put next guy bought it, put a tarp over it.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And he had it all the time. But still, it wasn't as experienced as that. But I'm just saying.
So that's what I'm trying to say. What's the line between whether it's worth fixing that? Well, this one I can see. That's the handwritten one. It's like almost. But I will have you read one. You have to read these. Anything else you'd like to add up? I'm thinking in here, if you can break it down, even if you can do what is the general cost of this house back?
Yeah, I told you about 500,000.
Yeah, but you didn't break it down. I could throw a number out too. I think it's only going to take you 300,000. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? You got to tell me why.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, I can break it down for you here. Okay, so
it's a general, so it makes sense.
So it's
to me.
The cost of, you know, the asbestos is 70,000. Then you got all the wood that is
Plastic, the entire house. You wire the entire house, refund the entire house.
right. You have to do that. Then also, like I said before, most of the actual foundation, because of the weather, has already removed some of the ground between the lines, so they're not even safe to work on there. So you have to support the structure,
yeah,
in order for you to, you know, fix the foundation, so the walls can sit on a solid foundation. Right now, it is actually not even, you know, to my property. safety.
Yeah.
When,
Yeah, what, just so you know, if you ever buy a burn house, those are the things we want to see. This tells, it shows us that it's burning, but it doesn't show us this. Too much. The easiest part of the burn house to fix is the roof. Just take it out.
Yeah.
But foundations, anything damaged by water, weather, and freeze and stuff like that. Those are some of the things that help us to make it.
yeah, the weather damage of this house is all throughout the house.
Okay. So,
Especially, yeah, all that.
so if, you know, I mean, I can imagine most of the costs, like 500 just sounds high to me, and then watch a lot of houses being repaired. That's what you're saying? We'll be there in a second for commentary. So there's no other specific questions. I'm going to open for this public commentary. They have several to read, but let me start with them this time. Anybody here would like to speak for or against this demo delay? Go ahead. Gary.
All right, Seymour 68 Washington Road here in Springfield. I would like to speak for the idea of the demolition, but I would like to add to that the commission has new, I don't know if they're finished yet, new construction guidelines, and to make sure that if there is a new house constructed there, that it fits within those guidelines.
Just so you'll know here, that the guidelines wouldn't pertain to this house at eight.
I sort of got that idea, but I thought I would say it anyway.
No, but it's good to know, so it's clear. I have to ask.
And I still think it's good for the neighborhood if that can be.
That's true. Hopefully you will consider that. Okay, David, David Gaby, co-chairperson of the Housing Committee. To the Springfield Historical Commission, I have a copy of this. I think I sent it to Alan, but we would read it. Go ahead. Yeah. Read out. We're writing to express our opposition to the proposed release of demolition delay for 6971 Thompson Street. While we suspect that the same practices have been utilized that resulted in several other demolitions of two-story homes recently, for instance, 125 Yale Street. Read the paper. We are concerned that this process is causing the erosion, the gradual erosion, in fact, rapid erosion of the architectural character of the College Street section. This section was one of the most supportive areas for the formation of the local historic district, and was omitted in 1975 because of what we consider to be inappropriate decision making. The area is now listed in the National Register, and we have put it in we put it in the master plan that we want to see the district expanded to include it. We are suggesting, for the record, that we oppose demolition of the house that is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. It's very prominently located within the district, and the fire damage is not so intensive that the house will be that difficult to restore. In addition, some housing is sorely needed in our community. Now, let me relate to some of the questions that you've been talking about other houses. That's not.
We have
this is open.
This is open.
This is
We have
David, stop.
Okay,
This is not what this is for. This is for this house.
This house.
Or any other.
This house
we
is
decide
not,
or any decide.
the work needed on this house is no more intense than the work that has been done on many other projects.
Okay, now, so you are opposed, you want us to.
We want you to understand that we are opposed, we are ready to work on alternatives. We are not ready for this section of the community to be thrown, for our cultural heritage to be thrown away because it's convenient for some contract.
I understand that. Now, I still have to read what you wrote.
That is fine.
So I'm
I
gonna
read it, bring another later.
if you have another one, bring it.
This is not from me.
So we got a lot of reading to do here. I have that one already. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of reading, David. And I apologize for that, David. We can read this, you can get one or the other. I'm gonna read this one anyways, because no, we're just starting. Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to read this as he was talking. So let me read this anyway. Dear Commissioners, the right to express their opposition to proposed demolition in 69 Princeton Street. Always suspect that the same practices are being utilized that resulted in several other demolitions of historic houses. We suggest that it represent progress that this proposal is being heard by the commission. Rather than being carried out without the required review, this took place at other locations, including 125 Yale Street, 43, 45 Burke Street, 332 Bay Street. First for the second. For the record, the opposed demolition of this house that is listed in the historic places, prominently located within the district. Fire damage is not so intensive that the house would be difficult to restore. Additional housing is sorely needed in the community. Restoring the property serves life that city's tax base. Second, we once again support that the exclusion of the College Streets portion of the Midnight District of the local purchase funding available for restoration houses within the local district is unfair, given the strong support provided from the College Streets area of the local district in the 70s. The promise suspected health remission in this area from local in the 70s and the failure of the city expanded since that time. Even after the area was recognized as part of the National Registered District, and any needs could be argued in the result of racial discrimination. Given the attention being paid to these kinds of issues in the portion of 21st century, we urge that the commission should take action to protect not just themselves, but the rest of the National Registered District, as it has in so many other instances. Please note that we'd be happy to work with the commission to carry out work needed to enact such expansion. We got a lot in here, Dave. At this same time, please also be aware that we're serious about our support for preserving the architectural neighborhood in Lake District, which we feel is an important cultural asset, and we would like the commission to work with us to repair the damage done by these other demolition projects, removing appropriate housing houses for the community, and constructing appropriate homes to restore the architectural coherence of the community. As was done in several areas along Harvard Street. Considering the city's role in creating these situations, we'd like you to use help making resources that comes down to hoping that this makes a position clear as well as our readiness to work well to create a position outcomes. We are sincerely, David, Stephen Gray, even Noel Brown, political conservative, Germany. Just for anybody else who wants to comment, because I open that, obviously it's open to anybody who wants to comment. I do like it when the comments are strictly limited to what is on a piece of paper in front of me, and that's a specific property for a specific reason for the overlay. And many of these things are, this is what comes up in our, at the end of our meetings, if you want to throw that stuff in. Anyone else want to speak for or against this proposal? I still have several other to read. Okay, seeing none out there, right? We're good. Okay, let me read, continue to read. The American Institute of Historic Preservation. Greetings, I'm writing as the president of the Relatively Good Historic Preservation Organization. We launched in the trial here. I'll be writing to you, John, invite you. The Institute help us promote preservation, significant space preservation, program, area, body carbon characteristics that need to protect the planet. However, more urgently today, I want to write about the need for you to vote disapprove demolition of this historically significant house based on traditional preservation criteria, but also to say we should strongly intervene in the process because I strongly suspect the same backwards, difficult to understand process is being utilized that resulted in the demolition of 257 Central Street. Too many other historic buildings in Springfield. What I observed, what had happened is well-being of unskilled people on the staff of relevant city departments. I think they figured all the prior officers from the building, something that are fully employed public safety. And then that even the same for other city staff people creating their expectations for code in mind. And any restoration there, I mean, it's just back to the building code requirements, probably direct violation, second violation, secretary standards. So for me, that was not easy on the real world. That's an example from Central Street. City officials want all the plastic walls removed, even though they're mostly in excellent condition. Have them be replaced with having sheetrock each of them. They can both no need for that work. And the work they were attempting to mandate without sympathy with the character of the house in violation of Secretary of the Interior for preservation. If this kind of thing is still being used, and I strongly suspect it would be very difficult for this house to be properly restored, I urge you to support efforts to create more appropriate response design for the situation where one city council encourage the houses are needed to both secure and protected from the elements after any casualties of fire, and the city would better educate its inspector this preservation. Secretary of Interior standards for preservation. So the houses can be appropriately restored without needless expense, cultural damage. Charles and Knight, president. Is this a good last one?
No, we don't have any more.
Yeah. Okay, I continue. Greetings, we are residents of District 2 section of the Knight area from consistent College Streets area. We are writing to oppose demolition of the house in Princeton Street, also to urge you to help us repair the damage done to 3 other historic houses. Is Attorney Chief Chuck still with us? Turn it back on, Bob.
Yes, yes.
As you can hear, I'm in the middle of reading the public commentary.
Yep.
Significant amount of these letters is really not relative to the demo delay in front of us.
Yeah, if it's not relative,
Am I still required to read them entirely into the record?
no, you don't have to read them all. You can just kind of, I guess, summarize them or quickly read them. Yeah, and yes, anything that's relative to what the demo delay.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this one, it says clearly that urged to help repair the damage done. So there are sign neighbors that are opposed to the releasing a demo delay at 6971 Princeton Street. That's Marion Bailey at 108 Yale Street, Sheldon Gaynor 108 Yale Street, I guess. Maria Sproul of 108 Yale Street, Mary Ballard at 114 Yale Street. Can't read the next help there, but I'll give you the address. 119 Wolverham Avenue, 2 signatures from there. And another one I can't read at 18 Berkeley. So these are all against us lifting the demo. Most of, just for the record, most of the rest of the content, there's more names to it, is relatives and things that have nothing to do with this application. We therefore ask you to deny the approval as request for demolition. Ensuring that adequate resources are available, please. Mimicking what it is. So we have Charles Holmes at 59 Cook Terrace, Dennis Spence at 1105 Warrington Street, Kip Rivera of 7175 Longest Street, Tyree Woodgill of 104 Floyd Street, Annette Rodriguez, another signature I can't read, 78 Princeton. Sure, this one is 7043 Blunt Road, Candy Pink. Smith, Robert Circle, Warren Scott, 68 Federal Street, Market Point, 95 Yale Street. So these are all. I've read all those names that are opposed to us lifting the demo. Yeah, correct. Last, this one? Yeah, that's it. Okay, last but he is least. Last but not least by any. So let me just scan it a little. Please find the at 697 Princeton Street. Okay, the applicant owner appears to be out of state landlords seek to demolish that historic home to acquire one of their units. This home is located in the Historic District, which the United States Department of Interior and National Park Service placed on the National Register of Historic Places, which is defined as the official of the nation's historic place worthy of preservation. The United Historic District recognized remarkable collection of late Victorian homes, largest best neighborhood Springfield. Create attached inventory 69 Princess Street, which is subject to demolition applications specifically listed as a 1896 corner model home, including the district as worthy of preservation. Home meets several criteria to significant building under the demo delay ordinance. It is specifically listed contributing part of the National Register District. It's associated with the city's important architectural history as large and neighborhood development by my brothers. The land sold to them by famous Springfield business space. Home architecture is historically significant on its own for its distinctive gamut of roof and doors, as well as elegant rail classical balconies, 2 inches corner design. Demolition is permitted. The district will not only wants distinctive Victorian homes important to the landscape, but any new construction of that kind of does not fall under the local historic district guidelines. It's like local historic district 66 is unfortunately a partial neighborhood designation. Also, is going to be intact street of Victorian home to be charged. There aren't being marred as standard modern detail as happens to block over Dorchester Street. This will reduce the curb appeal store value property values surrounding homes in the district. Note the applicants failed to include in their application required description of proposed reuse, reconstruction, or replacement. Even consider their applications required first put in writing such intentions. Nexus cases, particularly sympathetic to the neighborhoods, as we appear to have our state had something to let the fire damage to the elements for nearly a year, arguing that the house is heavily weather damaged with the elements all the way to the basement. Why did they target the structure to prevent further damage to the first floor and basement? Do they attach photos showing the condition of the first floor, just the worst damage to the upper floors? While there is no doubt that the damage to the upper floor is significant, there are several questions should be answered by the owners to assess the first floor. Yeah, they have licensed construction engineer professionals determine the feasibility and cost to restore the home. If so, provide copies, assessments, and inspections. If they have insurance on the home, if so, what's the settlement amount? Where is the amount to claim needs? As to the solution, as the historic commission consider the following options. Deny lifting and demolition delay request and require the property restored to its original design by adding a bit of night. In the code 218-3. Or deny lift and demolition delay request, but allow demolition after adding the land to the McKnight district. With the conditioning, the construction of the property copy the original exterior design. No other option request can be denied. Springfield Historic Commission can seek to add the property into the local historic district during the pendency of the annexation where it can operate to building conservation restriction on the land is there make the land of park space. The solution of preserve historic streets, gate with an appropriate modern infill and provide a parking space. And ideal corner location for the should residents consider the fact that the 2 parcels that are out there green spaces in discarding by residents, that there's a lack of park space in the section of neighborhood that should seek a fitting solution. The solution is outside the current Springfield Historic Commission proceedings to be initiated by property owner. Also, the neighborhood has expressed an interest in annexing the remaining national historic homes into the McKnight local historic district for the PPC's recently drafted McKnight neighborhood investment plan to 2023-2033 is one of the many McKnight historic district homeowners who put significant time, financial resources, and sweat equity into the restoration and maintenance of my home. I urge the Springfield Historic Commission to put the interest of the residents in the neighborhood and the city first. Thank you, Jennifer Rowell, 29 years of anything else? Okay.
Yes. Could you put the street map that shows where the district ends compared to this property?
Property is in red here. The local district is in this,
That light green area down.
yeah. And then the dotted areas, the National Register District. Yes, this down here is a local district. This up top, to the north and to the east, so National Register.
Yeah.
Unless they're using public funds.
Okay, our only, this is asking us to live them up away. There, we normally, when we went to the lake, we normally have more information in front of us relative to what the use is gonna be. More relative to, I know, you've given us a lot of pictures of condition.
We're gonna build a house there. It's gonna be a two-family house. We just don't have these specifics to say as how is it gonna look. But the use of the land is gonna be basically the same that it was being used. It's not gonna change. We're not gonna build like a four-family kind of building there.
I'm not sure what that's even zone for, must be zone multi, at least two. Doesn't matter, if there's not family there.
Yeah, it used to be a two-family, right?
Um,
And the plan is to rebuild a two-family house.
So it's residence A, so we should only allow for some family. Well, this is probably grandfathered in before.
Oh.
Yeah, so yes.
Have to get it. But there's probably zoning setbacks and so forth that have to be built. Yeah.
When I spoke to the building department, they said that 6971 can be moved because it's already like it's open.
Okay, 69 71.
I think,
That's probably right.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe for something that's grandfathered in, you have, I think, 2 years to, you can use the same foundation to build the same structure. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe that to be true that you can, regardless of the zoning, whatever's grandfathered in, you can build to the previous use, so long as you do it within 2 years.
this is a much more tangled web than we regularly deal with for a lot of reasons. One, it's not in the local historic district, which gives us less, let's say, control over what, no control over what might be built. Is that correct right now?
That's correct.
And
What will be the cost of that one? I think that's
The cost of demo, I think
$50,000. I'm looking to any other funding sources to try to mitigate the cost.
commissioners, please give me your opinions. Need them.
Well, the reason why I asked to see this juxtaposition to the existing local historic districts, see is how it would affect. And its distance is such that we don't visually see the effect in the streetscape of the district, even though it would be nice that it had not burned, because it is on the way to the district. My concern is if a standard modern duplex with 2 little front doors is the plan for this building, then it would significantly change that whole.
And part of my feeling on this one is that if that were the case, I would rather have the potential for restoration of this house explored. If the only option was this or any kind of duplex, it might be some other way. But it might be some other way at first. Let's say, but
or wait the 9 months and it's done with that.
yeah, but there's other ways to do it. If they said if we had more specific information on the property, the condition that we can use today to make a decision, we don't have it. The information just, I know I'm not a contractor, but my experience says that tells me that it's not a $500,000 repair job. It's just I could be completely wrong, but if the information was in front of me, then I would know.
Yeah, it's just the amount of asbestos to be able to doing abatement of the asbestos that's there.
Well, that-
That's, yeah, if it wasn't,
That's
if they- we already did, pre-demolition has, survey, and, you know, the house is caught for asbestos, which means it has to be.
And you own this house?
No.
You don't?
He's a contractor, he's taking on.
I know you own a lot of houses.
Yeah.
That's right, you did say that.
So the person that hired me to do this, it manages the estate for the owner who passed. Yeah. And he lives in California. Person to hire. This was a house that, the owners lived in. It is not it wasn't a rent.
Okay. It just, if we had, this is the. Relative to vote. If we knew what was gonna be put there instead, but we have no control over it. That makes it tough. That makes me feel that they should at least explore the potential of restoring this building. But here's what we don't know. We don't know if there was insurance. We don't know the true extent of the underlying damage to the property and things like that. So
It's true, it's been sitting like that since 2016.
No,
Oh.
since
what is she-
last year. It burned in March.
Yes.
Oh, he has to, extension.
Y'all put too many houses in these letters.
That's why, you know, they were,
Would you like to set up a meeting for you to look at it inside? Because it's, once you see it, when you put eyes on it, you'll turn.
Here's what we can continue this. So that further information, yeah. But from what I'm looking at today, what you just told me about the owners and things like that. And we don't know what's gonna go there. My first reaction to that is at least get more information before we lift it. It doesn't mean I won't get, you could, you know, if I get enough information to lift it, I don't lift it. But they don't have that today. But it doesn't mean you gotta wait 9 months right now. We can continue this and we can get more information, come back to another meeting if it's sufficient. Then we can vote, yes, so.
I just wanna, add that you should request a 30-day extension for demo delays. Demo delays only require 30 days for the application, as opposed to 60 days for a regular public hearing. So I'm not sure how much time frame you have, so I would request
Right now, because one of our commissioners had to leave, all 4 of us have to vote in favor. And if we vote tonight, I'm not voting in favor. I'm voting in favor of keeping the thing delay. But if we continue it for 30 days, you ask us to, can you bring sufficient information so that we know that this just can't be reasonably salvaged? And it's just a couple of weeks, it's not 9 months. It's vote different at that time. If we vote tonight, we're voting to keep the building. Because I don't think they have sufficient information to sacrifice the size right now. And part of it is not knowing what's going to be there, and since we have no control over what we build thereafter. But you know, if we knew you were able to do a historically accurate house or some manner of historical education, if we knew it was relative, then that would be a different decision. But this is just about the demo of that. And I would like you to ask us to continue this for 30 days. Please do. Okay. Speak up.
The information that we need to be able to make that decision is more than just what's the cost of the demolition, what's the cost of the expenses. You need to know structurally what is necessary. So structural engineer really needs to look at this and understand what's involved, as well as the foundation as he's trying to explain.
Right. Those are things I would need to know.
Right. And lastly, the intended replacement. Is it a 2-story duplex? Or is it a one-story duplex? That will help you understand whether you want to vote to lift the structure. If the structural engineer says no way, you add that to the asbestos and so forth, you know that there's no way it could be rehabbed, it has to be taken down to the foundation.
Structural engineers important.
Right. That's why I'm adding that to the information that you're looking.
Or, you know, but if you don't want to ask for a continuous, but then we do have to vote on it.
You're requesting 30-day extension, not just a continuation.
Yeah,
30-day extension. I mean, we don't have. We don't have to vote on it. Just ask for it.
If he only asks, he's only asked.
And you see what we're at.
Structure.
And I'd be happy to meet you.
Yeah.
Sure. In my dollar, it's not gonna hurt. I tell you, it's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's work for them. They should have one. Then it's gonna do one of two things. It's either gonna demonstrate to us that it can't be saved in this situation it's in, or it's gonna demonstrate to us that it can be. One or the other. You know, if the engineer says you can do it for this, for whatever, so we can take that into consideration. But I do think I want to see it sometime. I don't know if anybody else does, but just take it.
Because there have been owners that have put more money into property restoration than what was worth, could have been worth in the neighborhood, only for the purpose of restoration.
Absolutely. That's why they look for outside money.
Exactly. It's some kind of brand.
We don't have to think he's actually. Right.
You don't want to set up a date for you yet?
Well, just hang on, let's get through this. Can you hang around? Sure. So this is gonna be extended for 30 days. You know, we'll have it on our next agenda. On the 15th. Yeah, make the 15th, we'll have it on with more than 30 days to the next.
I think it's March 7th.
Yeah, March 7th. March 6th.
March 7th.
Oh,
So why don't?
So he's requested 30 days, so it's actually now 60 days. So I don't know, 60 days from the application.
I can. Okay, I got it. So this application was received on the 17th of January. So that's good. Okay, that's good. You know, if you can't make the next meeting, then this extension will last.
You can gather the information.
Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be on our next meeting. Okay, 37 Elm Street. Patients in the back, right?
My name is Alfred Benoit, live at 281 Wisconsin, Walker Street, Dogtown, Mass. I work for the Massachusetts Trial Court Facilities. I'm a facility supervisor at the Springfield Court Complex.
Okay, this is an application of human projects located in the National Registered District, 37 Elm Street, Springfield. The proposed work is to install 8-foot tall ornamental iron fences across the granite porch. Fences would span left and right arched openings with double 3-foot wide gates in the center. The gates would be outfitted with MAB compliant finish. We have surface mounted closers, locking bars, and egress devices.
Actually, it's the other side of the building.
Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
Off hours, basically closed and locked on the outside to a sheet of Barcelona style iron panels and conceptual drawings. Finish style with black, rail on top pickets. Okay. I think this is. Historic housing court entryway is subject to abuse by those using the covered porch area for shelter. No. So this is to keep people from sleeping.
Yeah, they use it for the bathroom and stuff, constantly.
And are these, okay, here's the picture, that was just up there. We have a more specific, oh, there it is, that's what I said, a more specific look at what this actually look like. I mean, this is just kind of a random,
Right.
an idea.
You know, we did some sample and it's similar, some of the fences throughout this area, like where the church was, where they took down, where the things like that. Something similar to in front of first church. Here's one.
Oh, here it is, March 1. Okay, there you go, you found it. All right. Take two. I did. I'm not having a problem with this. Any other commissioners?
I don't, I've seen.
Just so the commission. Not really. I mean, it's environmental review.
It's going all the way across.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
Okay, what it is, the other railing's still there, but some of us did breaking pieces off it, so we boxed it. I prevent that, but if we get approval on this fence, I was gonna look into taking that plywood off where you hit, you'd still be able to see it there.
Oh,
There may be a couple little pieces missing, but,
and then put the fence outside.
right, the fence is gonna be outside of that, just with.
Originally, this is just for the.
Right, taking that plywood off. Right.
Well, all we have to decide, if there's a negative impact for this, it's not subject to public commentary, but I'm gonna ask anyways, this is people here who take a lot of pride in their protection of things. Anybody here would like to comment?
I think the general idea is good. My main question is like you're saying, deleting the original railing here, it's original. Then if it could be behind it, that was no way to do the solution. The other thing is just missing the lights. If you look on the elevation, there's some when they especially were sending through the building over,
Right.
there's some big bronze or brass lights.
Oh, they're not there.
And they're keeping this.
Oh,
Well, they're all damaged, so we still got, we have them. We have, the sort of inside the building. Okay. And we're about to try to look for some money.
that's what he does.
It's not, should we go look for somebody with some of our,
No, that's.
Dave, you're really, I mean, hey, these things take it good.
Okay, thank you. In the back?
Yeah, Daryl McDonald, I'm 67 Common Road in Chicopee, I'm manager of the police for trial court.
Okay.
That building is currently occupied by the trial court. It's our probate and family housing and juvenile building. And it's detrimental to not only our staff every day having to clean up out there with the feces and whatnot, but also the health of the general public and the users that come in and use the facility. And we could get this approved with your approval, with the stipulation that if the trial court does exit the facility, because we do not own the facility, owned by BCAM. We could put a stipulation, if necessary, that we can remove any of the things that we put up, just to keep the access of the unwanted personnel over the overnight hours out of there. We'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, our question is detrimental. And we just find whether it's detrimental or not. And I at this point don't find this to be detrimental. And I don't even think we can suggest, well, we can suggest, but I don't think we can demand which one they use. It's only whether this is, tell me if I'm going there. Actually, we could, because one of these we might find detrimental. Yeah, okay. So we can indicate which one that, and I like the parcel. I think that's honest. So,
And I did forget to mention that it doesn't face the main street. You know, it's
no,
not-
it's
not really visible to
I
everyone.
think about it. It for many different reasons. So the application for your project's located. I'm not sure I'm wording this right. It's just a motion to determine this is no adverse impact. Okay, so I entertain a motion to that this application to install a Barcelona style fence Iron fence at 37 Elm Street has no adverse impact.
So,
I don't know if you want to specify the north, it's on.
Okay. On the north,
it's not the north, the south. So,
flag together. Anybody want to second that motion? Second. We gotta have one more person out
yeah,
there.
it's Brian, so.
Brian, I hope you're still there, bro.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so any questions or anything, you're okay? I'm gonna call the vote on this.
Pretty clear cut. I like the Barcelona style.
Okay, all right, so there's no more discussion. Commissioner Judith Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
Walsh, yes, Commissioner Nardi.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, I actually, I didn't, yeah, that was my question. Okay, we're gonna just back up a second here. Alan was saying that we should have a motion to continue the. Okay, second? Yes. Okay, any discussion on the motion? Okay, Walsh, yes, Commissioner Nardi?
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Kroll?
Yes.
Commissioner Brian McFarland?
Yes.
Right. That's all we have. Public speak out. Run up, they're gonna run the clock on you though. So I'm not gonna take much time. I'm gonna set the top timer on you.
I just wanted to raise a point and public speak out since you mentioned it for specific application, dealing with those specific things. We have been going around the national issues in the National Register District. We raised a lot of money in the past, built some appropriate houses, but we have not been able to work with city personnel recently. Outside of this department, the planning department and the historical commission seems to be keyed in. Code enforcement is not keyed in. And we have, for example, I'm not talking about this, relevant to them somewhat.
Okay, good.
But the situation at 125 Harvard Street was that we found a developer who was mortgage approved to go in there. The city blocked us from preserving that house.
Okay.
And that was through code enforcement, through Amber Gould. I know there's confusion. Everybody's good people, but we're eroding the architectural quality of that neighborhood. And as Al pointed out, this particular house on Princess Street is like a pivotal corner. It's like the whole architecture, the whole neighborhood circles around that corner. So it's extremely important that we take this. Berkeley speak, they even went so far as to have a special experiment in how to demolish a house without letting the people back inside to get their stuff. And they tore a perfectly nice house down. The people said, I need help for 20 years. The city blackballed them out. Then they went in and said, it's code enforcement, tore the house down. Now there's the kind of duplex that Al's talking right there, ruining that corner, but that's in the back corner. It's not in the front corner like this house. So what I'm saying is I think that this Princess Street house provides us with a good opportunity to discuss the whole section and pull this reason of how do we bring the college trees back into the midnight neighborhood. Because they're presently blocked out of funding, they're blocked out of everything because of what was done in 75.
That was I wish there were one thing.
Well, I'm going to try to work with it.
And Harry. Thank you.
Best I can. Just a couple of things. So
Yes.
I noticed that Vincent is here. This is Vincent, right?
No,
No,
this is never,
Okay.
Vincent never showed.
he never showed to be on design.
I'm sorry to hear that. Marissa is Dorsey, do you know that name? She's good. She just has to be in the city council.
Yeah, she got.
Another person from, she's from the AIA, and another person, Robert Vito, who came west to.
Yeah, I spoke to him.
And he's like a good candidate, but the mayor has not called him, had contacted him. I do, just mention to you, other projects that we have going, this is not directly, in your, camp, but. Yes, yes, I have.
We can't, if it's not something we talk about, I'm not sure where we would, but for us to know, it's not bad for us to know.
I use this, commission. I use this commission as leverage on this, and the mayor really responded to it.
Yeah, you know, of course, you know, it's one of the things we have nothing to do with.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But what I said to the mayor was, we ask people who live in historic districts to go before the historic commission in order to get approval for the things that they want to do in their homes. And often, that's something that requires, that homeowners pay particular attention to the details of what their homes look like. And then the city comes in and dumps asphalt in front of it.
Well, that's what knowing.
Yeah.
See if there's anything really not to do with it. If it ever comes up, we can certainly.
It's gonna be a tough.
Well, I would be certainly speaking in favor of being.
Yeah.
The time comes.
Yeah.
Even though it has nothing to do with us. If they ask, I can do one, I would absolutely do that. Why could it not be that? Well, that takes so long. We got so many things ahead of it. It's just not part of it in our general operating rules. Driveway to sidewalk.
We're getting more and more of it. Asphalt everywhere.
I know some importance on it.
Yeah.
But we appreciate that one, and if that were to come on my plate, I'd be supportive. Somebody asked, the mayor ever asked me, yeah, I'll be supporting that. He's kind of in factory.
Yeah, but we just met with him. I think signaling is gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, so we got a lot of difficulties we're still facing, so I mean.
Yeah, all right.
Just keep going.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Any motions for adjournment?
So.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi, bye.
Brian, nice to see you.
Nice to hear you.
Have a good night, folks.